My name is Rachel. I go by Rachel Onchain. I'm here from Onchain Media and Let's Touch Base today. I'm really excited to be talking with some amazing builders and individuals in our base community who are here at Onchain Summit today, live in San Francisco. And yeah, we're going to be talking a bit about their projects, what has brought them to Onchain Summit, some of the highlights of the day, and yeah, what they've gotten out of this experience. So we will kick it off with Flooz.
Awesome. So yeah, I'm Elias from Flooz. I'm leading all the marketing and growth on our side. A little bit about myself. So my background is very much in product design. I spent a few years working at Rebel on the marketing side. I spent a year at Salesforce. And then I also spent a few years at Kanye West's creative venture called Donda and Yeezy. And that's also when I joined my cousin in LA to help build Flooz. So Flooz is basically offering you the easiest way to trade any memecoin on Telegram. And we're empowering token creators like the team from Miggles and AYB to basically bring their community on chain. So the way that we're doing that, we're offering you embedded wallets. So we're allowing a user to create a wallet. We're offering you the trading tools. So you can basically buy any meme token on any EVM chain, Base, Solana as well, directly with credit card, with Apple Pay, with Google Pay, which is crazy. It's a huge step for onboarding, and then we're also allowing token communities to reward their users on chain. So the way that we're doing that, we're allowing token creators to airdrop tokens to their community. We also allow you to reward them for taking certain actions on Twitter, for example, by completing raids together with our partners from Raid Sharks. And we're also allowing you, which is going to be the next step, also allowing token creators to reward their community for creating content. So if you were to create like a tweet or a TikTok or anything cool like that, you can immediately reward a user directly in Telegram for doing so with your own native token.
Well, it sounds like you're checking all the boxes of the base ethos, right? Like supporting creators, bringing more people on chain, right? Supporting these communities. And I've seen you guys cooking, man. Like your business development efforts are so impressive. You're just in all the different chats, like even in the Let's Touch Base community chat. I mean, you guys have shown up and been supportive of us. So really grateful for that and excited to have you here today. I want to bring it over next to Pablo of MoonDAO. So MoonDAO is a project I've seen around for several years. I mean, we've bumped into each other at conferences, ETH Denver. We did a, crypto scary stories event. Excited to hear more about you, more about MoonDAO, and yeah, pass to you.
Yeah, thanks. Well, yeah, first of all, I want to, we should get in contact because that sounds very, very useful. And I want to use that. Awesome. So thanks for having me. I feel like, we've been kind of bouncing around the same ecosystem for a long time. We're always like in the
same vicinity. Yeah. I'm excited to finally, this is like our first time doing content.
I think so,
No, we did a Twitter space when I was at Opolis.
You're right, yeah.
Like I've just known you for years and we always end up doing cool things together. I've always liked what you guys are working on. I've joined the MoonDAO community call on Discord. I've joined the Discord and I just think you have a really awesome team and a very unique project.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think what Base is doing here is really cool, just like embracing meme coins. And MoonDAO is a community that's kind of taken a meme and then turned it into real world impact, trying to send someone to space. Well, not even trying, we have already sent someone to space. In 2022, we sent the first DAO voted person into space with Blue Origin, and now actually we're sending another person up soon on the next Blue Origin flight. They've already announced the crew and we're getting ready for launch. So
that's
really
amazing.
Exciting. Yeah.
In a nutshell, can you explain what MoonDAO is and also your involvement and what your role is on the project?
Yeah, so MoonDAO is the Internet Space Agency. So we are opening up access to people from all over the world to get involved in real-world space projects. So interacting with the most cutting-edge frontier companies that are building a sustained human presence on the moon. So the US has gotten back to the moon for the first time in 50 years, just this year. And we're going back to stay. There's so many missions planned, not just in the United States, but even in Japan. iSpace recently sent a lander. Astrobotic is sending in a lander. India sent one, China sent one. So it's basically all over the world, people are returning to the moon. And it's going to require all kinds of people with all kinds of backgrounds. It's not just going to be one company. It's not going to be SpaceX or Blue Origin. It's going to be a village, a community of companies and individuals from all over the world that make this happen. And so MoonDAO is trying to really facilitate this and coordinate people from all over the world. We started as a meme, as a grassroots movement to just try to send someone to space. And 3 years later, we're like working with some of the biggest space companies and getting them on chain. So
that's incredible.
Yeah.
And something that stuck out to me, just kind of going back to my experience at MoonDAO, is the democratization of access to space, sending giving more people access to that experience, and also space like real estate, right? Like all that, there's a lot of gray area. So I definitely want to come back and go deeper in the weeds with you. But just to get through the introductions, I'd love to hear from Captain from AYB. I mean, we work together on AYB, and you've just been such a driving force in our space, doing Twitter spaces nonstop. We're on all these spaces together all the time, and would love to hear your introduction and about AYB as well. I know about it, rhetorically asking.
Yeah, sure. So for those who don't know me, haven't seen my face yet, I'm Captain with AYB. I've been on, like you said, lots of spaces, but a little bit of our origin story. We go back to December of last year. We launched during a time when pretty much there was only Toshi and Mochi on base, so it was pretty quiet. I actually had people at the time telling me don't launch on base because it was so quiet, but that's why we decided. I thought it'd be a good reason to launch here because I knew people would start coming. So we launched the token in December. TYBG was around the same time. We started doing the spaces around then, did their first public space. Meeting up, we worked with Toshi and some of these other projects early on as well. And then, as everyone knows, the meme season came to base. And it's been a wild ride. One thing I guess stands out about our meme is it's actually in the 0 block of base chain. So the developers themselves actually had this meme in mind when they made the chain. So the 0 block says, all your base are belong to you.
That's amazing.
And we didn't even know it when we launched.
Wow.
So the funny story with that is I was in ETH Denver shaking Jesse's hand, and he was the one to tell me our meme was in 0 block of base. And I tried to play it off all cool, like I kind of knew, but I didn't know. So we, of course, went back and sent that message out to everyone. But since then, we don't want to just sit back and ride just the meme. I've always believed in utility and helping the ecosystem. So we have a launch pad as well. We have a prediction game. We have a couple other things in development that we want to help, just like everyone here, help support other builders and connect and bring people together.
Yeah, and I want to touch on that last piece because Captain has really taken initiative with showing up to spaces, uplifting other community members, making sure AYB has a presence in these spaces. Base Cartel, Let's Touch Base, Late Night on Base. I mean, you're just everywhere, man. And you very obviously prioritize the connections, the friendships, the relationships in the space. Also the game nights too. I mean, you prioritize also having fun and making those moments for the community.
Yeah, it's one thing, this is all new. Base is pretty fresh. So they kept saying here at Onchain Summit, they're kind of putting the plane together mid-flight. Yeah. And that's how it feels, working and building on base. There wasn't, I couldn't even find a token locker, liquidity lockers things when I first got here, airdropper tools. So all of this is really community run, including, finding fun ways like game nights or IRL scavenger hunts or, parties. All that stuff's really been community driven, which is really cool to see your effect. We put this together and then Base came in to Onchain Summit and took it over. It was just cool that it started with grassroots, us founders.
It's so cool to see. All right, we have OX Force here from Miggles. I'm really excited to talk to you. You have just welcomed me with open arms to the Miggles community. I mean, I can't thank you enough for, just kind of opening that door for me. I mean, I saw the Miggles campaign from Coinbase. I mean, it's just the narrative, the storytelling, it just checked all the boxes of a really good, impactful initiative that empowers creators. And I see Mr. Miggles and the whole project and the whole community really prioritizing that. And it's just been a really fun experience for me to be in the team, be in the chats. And would love to hear from you, hear your intro, and hear about Mr. Miggles.
Thank you. I appreciate that. My name is OX Force. I'm from Mr. Miggles' team. My original background comes from portfolio management and restaurant background, actually. So when Base kind of came out with the news that they were going to do a layer 2 chain, it really kind of struck to me that there is a lot of real life applicability that needs to be kind of changed, right? You need to be having low transaction fees, instant settlement speeds, and also, answering that kind of question of what is going to be the solution to banking unbanked people. And it's always going to be a serious topic, right? But then Miggles comes around and it's more how do we empower creators? How do we empower streamers, gamers, the next generation of the internet, essentially? And then how are we going to do that in the right way where they get rewarded properly? So even with our first merge collaboration, we did it with someone that did Nike design and also Adidas. So, you can see a certain level of quality that we're doing. And it's been really nice that, you know, the base community and everyone has been welcoming us with open arms as well. And it's been nothing but kind of electrifying and very, very magical all around. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. So the Miggles community is a community that I've observed as one where people show up for each other and support each other no matter what. I mean, you share a post, you talk about Mr. Miggles or share a JPEG of a pixelated cat, and everyone just comes in waves. Like I changed I changed my profile picture to a Mr. Miggles NFT, which, by the way, thank you OX4 for gifting me. I love my Mr. Miggles NFT. Just waves and waves of people came supporting me. Like, I think it was one of my most engaged posts ever, just from, you know, posting a pixelated cat. Like, you know, I published a book this year, but it took the pixelated cat picture to just blow everything up. So thank you for that.
No, I mean, I think that's also something that we always talk about too, right? It's like we tackle such complex problems with such simple solutions. And oftentimes that's the only way, because it's really like, how are we going to really get people to pay crypto at Starbucks, right? And how are we going to make that adoption happen? It's really simple. You know, the thesis is always kind of simple, but at the end of the day, like, there's a lot of manpower that goes into it. And just, you know, people like yourself, Salvatore, you know, Pablo, just, you know, all your base. I think everyone just kind of collectively getting together, just been nothing but like, seriously, just magic. Yeah. Every single day, like 20 plus of our mods are just grinding at it. So
yeah, I mean, I think I remember hearing from the BD on Flooz that we're like hitting like, I don't know, 1,000 messages per day in the Telegram chat. Like, it's just like insane activity in there.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun.
Awesome. So, okay, just to acknowledge where we're at here today, we're in San Francisco. We're at the end of the day of Onchain Summit. I want to go around and just talk about what highlights do you guys want to talk about from your day? Like, what have been the top moments for you, the top takeaways of being here at Onchain Summit? We'll start with Flooz.
Let's get it. So I think for us, like, you know, we work together with so many different token projects, you know, like Miggles and AYB. And I think for us to actually put a face to a lot of the projects that we've been working with is just incredible. And to really see like the teams behind it, the builders, see how many people are actually grinding away every day to make this happen. I think that's been truly special for us. I mean, we power over 100,000 different communities across, you know, 16 different chains. So for us, it's like, you know, there's so many projects. You oftentimes don't really get to engage with people and actually truly understand who they are and, you know, what they're building. So that's been definitely one of the takeaways for us. And of course, also to connect with the guys from Base, the Base team, Coinbase, you know, that's been super special. We had a little chat with Jesse earlier. He went through our onboarding flow. So I think that's also been good for us to get product feedback from real people that are building in the eco. So.
Absolutely. I love that. And I think the importance of IRL events that you touched on is the human side of it, getting to connect with people IRL that, you know, we're typically behind a screen messaging right on Telegram or Discord or Twitter. But here we get to look at each other and talk and have a real human moment. So I think there's something really special about that you don't get from being behind a screen. So love that you touched on that. Yeah, would love to hear from you, Pablo. What has been your highlight for today, or highlights?
Yeah, well, I think that we're in a unique point in crypto history right now, where all of the individuals in the room today, if they've been through the last 3-4 years, they have been cut down a little bit, right? So
yeah.
we had a hype cycle, and then things went south for a while, and that's where character gets built. That's where like you find that like inner resilience, and you have to really look at yourself and think, why am I here? You know, what am I really doing? What am I trying to achieve? And so the people that are still here with us today are the ones that found that flame and that passion. And I think that you hear it like Jesse's talk that he gave, like you can hear that sort of like passion that you can't really manufacture. And so I think that's really unique. And it's something that I think will take us into the next wave. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I did an interview with Jesse, and he had one of those moments where you could tell he got into that zone of passion and got so animated. Like he just comes to life when he's talking about this stuff, and it's so awesome to see. So yeah, AYB, Chris, would love to hear from you on what your main takeaways and highlights have been for today.
Well, similar to you guys, I love meeting everyone. A lot of people here we've talked to day in, day out, especially for the past month.
Yeah.
And being able to see everyone and just kind of, it seems like locking in connections. And I was saying I knew it was going to feel like this, and I'm just amazed. It really does feel like a family here. Like we already feel like we all know each other, and just really excited, making all kinds of connections to work with each other, collaborations. Things happen fast being here. And then I want to touch on also Jesse. Again, every time, I've only met Jesse a couple times, but he always shares a little bit with me. But our content lately has been really, really good. You actually know our content creator.
I know very well.
And he created some really good commercials, AI generated stuff, but he, more than AI, just makes it really amazing. And Jesse was showing me my whole family, showing me his text messages saying, my sister sent me this video, my mom sent me this video. They say that they love it. So it's just so cool.
Oh my God, wow.
And it's exactly what, Jesse's been saying. He kind of wants people to be creative, with the whole putting out the Miggles content. It's like, so we kind of listened to what they said. When we saw the Miggles come out, we're like, okay, they want us to make more content. And I think it's working out. Love to get that kind of feedback from, of course, the base founder saying that he's liking what we're doing.
It's been really great to see. Also, we were on a space with Tyrone Woodley, right? The 5-time UFC champion. And I think you touched on in this space how we've been like knocked down so many times, right? As a space. And I did compare it on this space as like, Tyrone Woodley was talking about fighting, right? How he continuously gets knocked down, has to keep getting up. And I really viewed that as like, wow, that's kind of a metaphor for what we all experience. Like the people who are still here after the last bull run and bear market cycle, like we have really been through it all together. I
like something to add on that. In the spaces, I always say, at least lately, I won't do business now with anyone in the space that hasn't like lost everything at least once. So because you almost know what's going to happen. It's almost almost everyone has something happen. Right? If you're in the space long enough, and you don't want to be there the first time, and it's better to work with people that have lower egos. So I noticed that a lot in this space. That's why I think everyone's so amazing. You just don't get kind of the alpha pushy people. You get people that have kind of learned to pick themselves up and work together.
Absolutely. Amen. And would love to hear from you, OX Force, on like what have been your major takeaways. Miggles has been so busy here and just involved in so many things. So what are your major takeaways or highlights of the day?
I felt like Jesse's energy was just nothing but just electric. You can't really fake what he was doing on stage, and having a leader like that to stand behind and kind of rally your entire community. And I think it's really, really deeply motivating when you have someone who can bring that level of energy in real life space and, really kind of expand on that and actually kind of, motivate the whole entire room to really feel not just early, but really, really special in that sense. It really does feel like we're at the very, very early stages of what could be the new infrastructure, the new economy. And I think, largely he doesn't really touch on it too much, but I think the diversity in this room of builders, right? Like it's quite astounding when you think about. Before, it was always about diversity of just different individuals and races and whatnot, but now it's just about how many diverse builders there are in this base ecosystem. And I think a lot of them come from Ivy League backgrounds, prominent startup companies, working with really, really resourceful people. So I think having that sort of leader to be able to pour all of our resources into and focus on that really kind of makes it for a huge impact. So I think that's really like what I feel being in this room today. Yeah, for sure. Awesome. And also seeing you beautiful people. Yeah, of course.
So another question I have for you all is on Memecoin culture. So everyone here has been impacted by it or started a project that's a meme coin. So I'm curious why you all think this has become a very prominent thing in our industry over the past year or year plus. Why has it grown in popularity? And also, how do you see this fitting into achieving mass adoption?
Yeah, great question. For us, we've always focused very much on meme tokens. And the reason being is because we believe in creators. Like if we can empower creators, then we can bring new people on chain. Mm-hmm. And I think there's a huge difference between, you building something super complicated, which is like, hey, listen, I'm building this hyperliquid layer 3 staking protocol. What do you think of it? It's like that's super unapproachable.
You're speaking another language, yeah.
Totally different language. Whereas like meme culture, that's pop culture. It's visual, it's approachable, understandable, and I think that goes a long way. Mm-hmm. So I think that's ultimately, what's going to bring new people on chain. And we've really noticed that, and I've been to so many different continents and countries, speaking on conferences and onboarding people, and we noticed that by actually exposing people to meme culture, that's actually such a great way to bring people on chain. So yeah, we've always focused on building the tools for creators to, bring their communities on chain through meme tokens. So.
I love that. And you're really offering fuel and like power behind a lot of these projects. So, I mean, you guys are just doing incredible work at Flooz. I, again, see you in all the chats, helping people to actually join these chats and earn and get incentivized for engaging with the community. So that's such a huge piece also to create more on-chain activity as well. So you guys are just doing amazing work at Flooz. I'm so curious, Pablo, to hear from you on like why you think meme coins have risen in popularity and what their role is in mass adoption.
Yeah. Well, I always go back to this quote that the medium is the message. And I think that, with every new technology, you have the new medium actually creates for new forms of communication. And the internet's native form of communication is memes. And so it's this universal language, it's this like symbolic like compression of understanding between all of these different people from all over the world. And it goes beyond even just language, it goes beyond images, it goes beyond videos even. It's like this deeper thing. And I think that memes are very misunderstood today because of the nature of them, they permeate people so easily and they get so deep into people's psyches that we almost don't even think about it. It's become so native. And, if someone that doesn't get it, someone that's like seeing it from the outside, they might laugh, but it's quite deep. Someone earlier today said that these memes kind of evoke almost like religions, and they do. And even, we don't understand religion, so we don't understand memes. And I don't know necessarily where all of this goes, but I do know that it's something very deep. Like the people that are in these communities, they are very into it. Like it is a cult.
They rally.
Yeah. And that's incredibly powerful. It's almost scary how powerful it is sometimes. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's this great David Bowie interview where he's like, the internet is this alien. It's this alien consciousness that we don't understand. And I think that it's true. Like we have no idea where this is going. And it's a totally foreign new medium that we've entered into, and we have no idea where it ends. So
this is definitely going in the Joe Rogan podcast direction now. We're just missing the joint now. So
right.
Oh yeah, we didn't tell me I could bring those.
I know. We wanted it to be a true Joe Rogan style podcast. So just kind of to come back, Captain, onto memecoin culture. I mean, you are bringing back one of the OG gaming memes. Like I've told this to people who have played StarCraft, right, and get so excited to hear about this. That was just deeply embedded in your subconscious, I guess, and you wanted to bring this to life on base. Like how you thought of this, right?
Yeah, well, it's the first meme I thought of. When I heard Base is going to make a chain called Base Chain, I was like, oh, all your base belong to us. I also make the joke sometimes, you kind of age yourself. If you know this meme, generally you're over 30. A lot of people don't know this meme under 30. So it's another reason I wanted to rebrand it and bring it into the new age. It is an older meme. It's the OG. It was a meme before the internet. Or before the internet, meme was a word or a phrase.
Can you tell us about the game it's from and maybe the scene where this has become a thing from?
Yeah, sure. So it's All Your Base, so Belong to Us is a poor translation of a video game called Zero Wing. Came out in early 1990s. It was a Japanese game. So back in the day, if anyone played video games back then, it was kind of funny when you got a Japanese game because the translations were just terrible, to the point of it just comical. And that's where, we see on the internet, that's what people like. They like to share. Comedy goes viral. And that's why it really made its way into the real world too, because again, this is kind of before anyone's on the internet. So this stuff, it went to some message boards, things like that, but you're seeing people streaking at, sporting events. You're seeing it actually make its way into pop culture, into TV shows and things like this.
Even cheat codes on video games.
Yes,
too,
exactly.
Yeah.
That's why it's very much a developer. That's why the devs, must be a little older than 30 here because they knew this meme and put it into, the base chain itself. I love everything you're saying about memes, kind of cultish and all that stuff. I do think I think I have an idea of where this could be going. Especially with crypto, products and development is not sexy. It's very difficult to sell products, especially in this environment. It's pretty much only the builders that are really looking to use or buy. The consumers don't care, right? Consumers don't really care about it. They just want it to work. Where memes kind of play in is it is that easy, simple, something to rally behind. I always compare it to a mascot in sports because development, you're going to have ups and downs. Memes kind of keep that consistency, keeping the community together, I think. So I think we're going to see a lot more utility combined with memes in the future.
So can you tell us about the mascot? So that's cats, right?
Yeah, so it's very confusing because when we came on a base into the meme, I was like, oh, great, we're not a cat, we're not a dog. And then I was like, we got a human meme, which is great, it's going to be different. And then I looked up his name's Cats. So all memes, it seems like, in the space.
Cats are dogs somehow.
Yeah.
You just never get away from it.
Couldn't run away.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of cats, so Mr. Miggles, I'm curious,
Yeah.
OX Force, like what your take is on memecoin culture, why it's grown in such popularity, and what its role is in mass adoption.
Yeah, so it's kind of an extension to what these two said as well, but memes are sort of kind of like you don't get to really have anything that's like a language barrier or a cultural barrier when it comes to memes. It's almost like a universal meme, right? If you probably like a certain meme and you join the community, you're likely going to find a lot of people that you're going to be able to laugh together with. And I think laughing together is probably one of the best ways to connect with individuals. So it's like when you see someone and you kind of lock eyes and you just smile at each other and know what exactly that you guys just caught on to and like laugh about it. I think that's like one of the best ways to really like grow intimacy with people, with the personal connection, right? And I think meme culture as a whole kind of streamlines that whole process to create communities that are people who are like-minded. And it's like if people hear like boomer, weirdo, Miggles, like just every single different community, right? And they fully embrace that kind of character within them. Within Miggles, I guess it's a lot of artists and a lot of builders, social media people as well, all sorts of different backgrounds. But at the end of the day, I think that's really what really brings mass adoption together, because I think if it's not really a fun time, then it's kind of a hard sell for anyone.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think that's something that the meme coin communities have captured. It's fun. Like, okay, so my first meme coin community, I mean, shout out to Cryptic Poet for onboarding me and teaching me about Thank You Base God. So I go into this chat and I'm like laughing my ass off. I go deep into the lore on the website and I'm like, this is so hysterical. And I remember just sitting in the chat for hours, just having a blast talking to people. And it's that community and that sense of like fun, and you can laugh and not take it too seriously. It's like, it's more engaging and it's more welcoming for the newcomers too. I mean, Doge was the first project that I really heard about because of Elon Musk, and I got involved with it because of that. So just like seeing something that's easier to digest and something fun and engaging, I think that really for me is like how I envision it playing a role in mass adoption.
Like it really, I think, allows people to become part of something and rally with something. And that's also for us, like one of our interesting partnerships that's coming up is this feature called Raid to Earn, which allows a community member to really take part in your community and become an ambassador of that specific project. And I think it's also what you touched on, like, really getting people behind a project and creating content, creating art that's community driven, that's user generated. So for us, this new feature in partnership with a lot of different raid bots on Telegram, one of those being Raid Sharks, is we're allowing token projects to basically host competitions within Telegram, and those are considered raids. And what that allows for is for an individual or like a community member to take part in a raid and then earn tokens for doing so. So you could be rewarded for engaging with a tweet, for liking it, for sharing it with friends, for commenting on it, also for writing a Twitter thread. Something like this. So I think this offers like this new sort of native reward mechanism within Telegram, where you want your community to really grind, right? You want them to share the tweets and to create art, etc. And we've built this native reward mechanism for that. Wow. So we're super excited to roll that out.
Yeah, could I add one more thing
That's
as well?
amazing.
I think
Totally.
There's kind of a huge like implication in how, we always think in first world currency terms, but in third world currencies, there's, in Venezuela or Argentina, many of these different countries that have experienced hyperinflation. These rate to earn money is actually way more than what they can actually earn in a day. So what Flooz is really doing is like actually world changing, and it's really hugely impactful. So yeah, definitely thank you for that.
Universal basic income.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, it really is. Yeah. So it's like, it may not be, the gap may not be this close, but people like yourself and projects like yourself, that's what they kind of shrinks it, right, over time. And that's really hats off to you guys. Yeah, that's crazy.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
I mean,
awesome.
even to your point earlier, you mentioned like we're actually just banking people and we're actually pre-funding their bank accounts.
Exactly.
Like we've since we put this feature live like 2 weeks ago, we've onboarded 17,000 people unique on base, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But that's essentially new people that we've put on chain and we've given them money.
Yeah. Well, imagine if you just like earn $100 from rate to earn, you turn that 100 into a few thousand possibly.
Right.
Then you're starting to collect money from other people, maybe raise funds together, and you're actually bootstrapping your entire career from just maybe possibly rate to earn to possibly start. So yeah, that's awesome.
That's it. Yeah.
That's sick. That's sweet.
Appreciate it.
Awesome. So yeah, Pablo, would love to hear from you. What exciting collaborations are you working on, or what's on your roadmap?
Yeah. So I guess, well, the big flashy thing is we're sending another person from our community up into space
No big
with
deal.
Blue Origin.
Just casual follow.
Sending someone into space.
But that's okay. That is exciting and it's awesome. The person who is going, he is a cardiologist from Nashville. He's been working to go to space for the last 20 years, and he's an incredible person. Just like he like we are lucky to have him represent the DAO. But and it's not to diminish that, but the thing that or that we've been like pouring our hearts and soul into, beyond sending someone to space, which is great, is bringing companies on chain. So this has been something that we've been facing this problem as an on-chain organization since our inception, which is we want to interface with real-world companies at like as simple as if we were ourselves a company. And it's hard to take this sort of like scattered, group of people from all over the world that are coordinating around a token and then have them interface properly with any of these companies. So we've been working really, really hard on how to basically onboard companies. And so this means setting them up with a Gnosis multisig, using on-chain permission structures so that they can manage a page where they can sell things. So they can actually sell their stuff, products or services directly on chain. And they can also hire people from our community directly on chain. And the last thing, which I'm extremely excited about, is also helping these companies out with funding. So not only just funding from our treasury, which we still have a pretty significant amount that we're actively looking to give to great ideas, creatives, people that want to do something in the space ecosystem, but also helping them use some of these tools on chain to raise money. And it is my strong belief that in the next decade, probably even in the next few years, there's going to be more money that comes from the network versus any one state that will fund space exploration. And I think that we'll see this very strange sort of flip happen where these sorts of on-chain organizations are going to become just as powerful, if not more powerful, than any one nation, which sounds very crazy today, but I don't think that we're that far off. If you look at the market cap of something like Bitcoin, it has surpassed many countries. So I think we'll continue to see that trend. And I think that, when we're looking at I like to analogize this like historically, like we invented the joint stock corporation in order to fund exploration into the new world. So when if we're thinking about the Dutch East Indies Company, which was one of the biggest corporations ever historically, that was invented in order to fund some of these voyages into the Spice Islands. And I think that similarly, we'll start to see new types of organizations that are global, that can get people from all over the world into these and it's funny to think about this in terms of like these might be galactic level organizations. And it sounds really crazy.
Quite literally.
But literally
stuff.
this is what we're going to be seeing. We're going to see people from all over the world funding specific missions to say go to an asteroid to mine it for gold. And some of these asteroids have more gold than even the entirety of Earth does. So it's really insane how big these opportunities will look like in the future. And I don't try to think about this stuff too much because it's so big. I just try to think about, the day to day. But I think that will be a reality soon.
You're so right. I'm forgetting one of the people from Shark Tank actually said the person who starts cultivating resources from space is going to be like a multi-billionaire or trillionaire. Kevin O'Leary said this on an interview. He said, whoever figures that out, they're going to be set.
It's something like a $250 billion on a single asteroid. So numbers that we can't even fathom.
And the important thing here too is so right now we think of it in terms of who's going to be the first trillionaire, et cetera. But I think ideally we don't exacerbate the sort of the volatility between the most rich person and the least rich person. Ideally we find forms of organization where you can distribute wealth or do so in a way that helps the entirety of Earth instead of maybe just makes one nation very, very rich or one set of individuals very, very, very rich.
That's a very DAO philosopher type perspective.
Very centrist.
We're just meme coins over here.
It's hard to compete now.
Yeah, right? I gotta follow that.
You got it.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you all want to talk about what's on your roadmap, Captain, what collaborations are you excited about? I mean, I know this stuff, but yeah, if you want to share for our listeners today, that'd be great.
I can't follow that. No, okay, yeah. I'm looking forward to collaborating. All the meetings we've been having here, and we already collaborate with so many great projects. So just continuing all these collaborations. I do want to point out Flooz, like everyone else, want to support you. You're doing amazing things. I do like to tell a story about Flooz. We had actually worked with 2 other companies that do something similar to Flooz. Paid them money, we're going to get them integrated, never worked out, and then Flooz comes to us, and they're like, they just did it for free and integrated it themselves for us, and they're like way better than all these other options that we even paid money for. So they came on the scene so quick, so hats off to you. Really appreciate it.
You're the first person I heard about Flooz from, by the way.
Yeah,
so
well,
actually,
you've definitely been one of our strongest supporters.
Early ones. That's the one benefit of, a lot of projects have come to us.
I heard about them from you, and then I went on Telegram one day, and it's just like Flooz in every chat. So
Yep.
I want to use Flooz now.
We're gonna get you in
We're all using it.
Yeah. Came out of nowhere.
We're getting FOMO on the interview. Okay. So last question for you, Miggles. What collaborations or things on our roadmap are you most excited about?
I'm really excited about our merch apparel being live on the Onchain Summit store, and then actually once
What's
the
the
Onchain
website?
So it's on the Onchain Summit store, so you can just take a look at the website. But then we're going to be going live shortly after that closes. So we're looking to go V3 with our website after that, and then we're going to be offering NFT discounts to folks that have the NFTs for our merches. We've got a lot of unannounced stuff that's we're planning out for that. So definitely want to stay tuned. But other than that, I guess Token 2049 is another big event that we're going to be attending to. Super excited for Token 2049, where most of our partners are going to actually be there as well. So definitely looking forward to connecting. We've got a few individuals that are going to WebEx, and then some of the other ones as well. So definitely looking forward to all the follow-ups.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks so much, OX for us. Okay, so we're going to close here with a lightning round. Let's talk about calls to action. How can folks get involved with your community? What are some closing thoughts you have? And we'll start with you, Flooz.
Awesome. Yeah, well, you can actually get involved with Flooz by even interacting with any of these awesome projects here. So if you want to, get in touch with or your base or with Miggles and join their community on Telegram, you'll immediately be interacting with Flooz.
And hopefully next MoonDAO.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's one way. But obviously, if you want to directly get in touch with Flooz, make sure to follow us on X, so Flooz_XYZ. And if you want to check us out on Telegram, it's going to be Iris_Flooz_bot. That's our Telegram bot. And there you can immediately get started in Telegram.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Thanks so much. Cool. All right.
Awesome. Yeah. So if you want to learn more about MoonDAO, go to moondao.com. And if you want to join our community, right there on that same website, you click join and you can become a citizen. So this means you can interact with some of the companies that we've brought on chain, find opportunities with them. This could be bounties, gigs, part-time work, or full-time work. And you can also interact with the marketplace that all these companies are on. And it's an exciting time to be on chain. I think we're just getting started. We're just seeing the sort of real world impact hit all of these organizations that weren't on chain. So I think, I'm really excited for the next chapter.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Pablo. Also, feel free to share where folks can connect with you individually, because these individuals are all really working to just be trailblazers in our space and really make an impact. So if you want to share your personal handles too, so folks can connect with you, that'd be great too.
Yeah, awesome. So on my side, personal handle would be Salvatore_XYZ. That's on Telegram. Everything I do is on Telegram.
Everything.
So
he
this
lives
is
on
the
Telegram,
absolute easiest way to get in touch. DMs are always open, and we have a great team as well of killer BDs that will always respond.
Awesome.
Personal side.
Yeah, I'm easily found on X. So my handle is at Pablo_Moncada_. So yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Pablo. All right, Captain.
Yeah, so follow us on TG and Twitter. It's allyourbase_AYB. For me personally, you're going to find me in Telegram main chat. I'm always there. I go by Captain. If I'm not there, someone on my team's there. They're going to ping me. If you're interested in launching a project, definitely check out our website. Come to the Telegram. Talk to me first. I mean, you can do it on your own. It's a decentralized launchpad, but I highly recommend you talk to us because we can add a lot more support and kind of walk you through the process. But that's the main things we have going on. TG, Twitter.
Awesome. And can you repeat the website one more time for folks?
Oh, and yeah, the website as well is belongtous.xyz.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Captain. All right. OX Force, take us home.
All right, so you can find us on MrMigglesOnBase.com. You can also find us on Twitter at Mr. Miggles on Base as well. It's basically Mr. Miggles on Base everywhere. We can have the Flooz link just in our Twitter bio, so you can just take a look at the Flooz link, and just about everything is in there as well. So great partners, and thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah,
Get your Miggles tokens.
Go claim your airdrop right now.
Let's go.
Same with AYB. Go get them.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining today. It's been so awesome to see you all IRL at Onchain Summit. And yeah, I'll see you all in the spaces and in the chats. And yeah, I'm super excited that we got to do this today.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you guys.